Hi. Just before the audio starts, I wanted to let you know that I have a Patreon with a bunch of paid member exclusive audios, polls every Thursday for what Friday's audio should be, and a Discord with a bunch of lovely lovelies. Just all chatting, I'll chat with you every now and again. I hop in one of the VCs and we have a little Jackbox night where we play some Jackbox party games. It's fun. And yeah, all that jazz. And also the Discord members often give me suggestions for what I put in their Thursday's polls. So yeah, if any of that interests you, there's a link in the description for only $5 a month for two tiers. But the tiers are exactly the same. They both cost $5 and they both get the same benefits. Because I'm stupid and I made a tier of the same thing when there was already a pre-made tier in Patreon. So I was like, oh, but this is funny, so I'm going to keep it. But yes, if that interests you, there's a link in the description. Check it out if you're interested. But if not, that's okay. Plenty of stuff here on YouTube to keep you occupied. Now, without further ado, enjoy the audio. What? What? Why are you in my... Wait. Oh, right. Oh, hi. Yeah, I didn't mean to wake you. Yeah, well, now that you're awake, did you sleep well? Good. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Yeah, for a hot second I was like, why am I in bed with you? But then I was like, oh yeah, I remember. So, now that we're not completely overtaken by the feelings of the moment, how do you feel about what happened last night? Yeah. Okay. Okay. How do I feel? Well, I liked it, of course, and, you know, I know neither of us were virgins, but, I mean, we still both didn't have much experience. And, again, first time with you, so it was a little nerve-wracking. Yeah, of course I was nervous. It's you. I wanted to make you happy. But, just to make sure, because I know I know last night I asked about this and, you said yes, but I want to make sure because, again, the emotions could have gotten in the way of you seriously saying something like this. Did you feel safe? I know you said yes yesterday, but I am making sure. Did you feel safe? Okay. Did I cross any boundaries or anything? You promise? Not at all? Okay. Did I make you uncomfortable at all? I know it's silly, but I want to make sure. Maybe I love you. I know we've only been dating for a few months, but you're the world to me. You mean so much to me. And, I have a few friends who have gone through abuse in one form or another, and even small things during sex. Like your partner does something you weren't expecting. It can be fun, it can be, but sometimes it can be like upsetting. Yeah. I'm just making sure. Because I love you. Because I know I asked for consent, 8 times? I wanted to make sure. I know it was silly, and I know it was funny in the moment, but consent is really important to me. Like, really damn important. It is. I love you. The last thing I ever want to do is hurt you or make you uncomfortable. Look at me. Come here. Look at me. Never be afraid to tell me if I do anything to make you uncomfortable, to make you feel unsafe. Anything. Never be afraid to tell me. Okay? Pinky promise? Atta girl. There you go. I love you so much. Yeah, well, I would have guessed that we loved each other, considering last night. Because, whoa. Yeah. You want me to make you breakfast? Yeah. A lot of things I could do. I got some bacon in the fridge. I could put that in a pan, shove it in the oven. Because, alright, here's the thing. Everyone, everyone's like, oh, you should use, I have an iron skillet. Everyone's like, yeah, use your iron skillet to cook the bacon. Hey, the bacon's freaking long. I can't fit one strip into the thing without, putting one kind of, on the side of the cast iron. So it's not going to cook evenly. And B, I can only cook, 2 at a time. And even then, the edges are always still raw. But you know what you get out of the freaking oven? You get something that looks beautiful. Perfectly cooked. Nice and even. Sometimes I forget to oil up the pan, so they kind of stick to it, and I have to pry them off with a spatula. But hey, make some damn good bacon. It do. Hey, it works. May not be nice, but it works. I also got some eggs in the fridge. And I finally replenished some salt and pepper. So I could get some eggs, scramble them up in a cup, then pour a little milk in there, make it nice and fluffy, make you a bit of an omelet, and then sprinkle some salt and pepper on that biscuit. I know it's not a biscuit, but, I replaced one word with biscuit. Son of a biscuit. That kind of thing. I realized that in this context that was very confusing. I figured I needed to explain myself. But yes, I will salt it and pepper it to your heart's content. Maybe give you a little ketchup on the side if you're into that. Or if you just want the omelet, that's okay. I got some yogurt cups too. I know not everyone's a fan of yogurt, but I could not go a single day without it. I love yogurt. Dang, I love yogurt. Those little yogurt cups, they send my soul. They are there's very few things I could eat every day for breakfast. They're one of them. They are definitely one of them. I love yogurt. I love yogurt. Oh, it's so good. It's nice and filling. Doesn't have that many calories. It usually has a decent amount of protein, especially if you get that very high in protein yogurt. And it's just good. It's just good. There's that, and okay, this is gonna sound weird. It's gonna sound very weird, but something I can also eat every day, without question, is either a sandwich or using some Eggo waffles. I slather some fat-free peanut butter in between two of them and eat it like a sandwich. Ooh, I haven't had any Eggo waffles in a minute, so I've usually used bread or something. But dang, that is a good way to start the morning. Okay, here's the thing. I would not do that if it was normal peanut butter. I would never. Because the oil makes me want to throw up eventually. I'm just like, oh, I can't eat any more of this. But you know what fat-free Jif does? It don't have none of that friggin' oil. None of it. It's nice and it's not really creamy. It's dry, but in a good way. It's ooh, it's satisfying to eat. I love peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter. I love me some peanut butter. Yay. Only thing is, I shouldn't eat that every morning because I usually slather a ton of peanut butter in between two waffles or a slice of bread. And the one thing about peanut butter, it is very high in calories. That's the only thing. And I'm trying to slim down a little bit. I want to look good for you. I want to look sexy for you. I do. I want to look good for you. I know. Okay, yeah, here it comes. Yeah. I know. Yes, I look sexy enough as is. My body's perfect. Yada, 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 yada. But doesn't mean it can't be better. Don't lie. If I had a sick V-taper, would you not think I was a bit more attractive? Honey, a V-taper is essentially your body, your lats being so big that your upper body comes and forms a V to your hips. Essentially, my upper body would be a lot wider than my lower body, or my hips. Would you not like that? Exactly. I wanted to. I don't know if I'll ever get abs. I don't know about that. I like eating too much, and I'm not that focused on, losing a lot of weight, because, I don't have too much fat. It's pretty thin, you can get a little handful, but that's about it. I'm proud of what I've done. But yes, I definitely want a bit bigger of a V-taper. Need to do more lat pull-ups and stuff. I can do a few pull-ups now, though. Yeah, as a big individual, that crap's hard. That crap is very hard. Yeah, I have to pull up way more than most other people, and I have way further to go. That's the thing, Everyone's like, oh my god, that guy is benching let's say 315 for 5. But I'm just like, that's the stubbiest man to ever exist. I'm at a disadvantage. I got long frickin' arms. It's hard for me to get high bench presses because I have so much further to go. Like that man just like down and then up like 7 inches and he's done. Literally. Me, I have to move like a whole foot and a half. It's not fair. It's so not fair. But you know what? Whatever. I deal with it. Ideal. What? Your forehead needed some love. It did. Your forehead needed some kisses. The rest of your face does, but I'll spare you of my kisses for now. Unless you don't want me to. Because I would happily indulge in the kissing of the cutie's face. Yeah, well, for later. So, would you like to talk more about the experience we had? Anything you want to bring up? Because again, I like opening up dialogues about this as couples, I don't like being like, y'all, oh, let's bone, and then next morning we don't even talk about it. That ain't right to me. That really isn't right. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's taboo to talk about sex. Well, the older generation, sure, but it really shouldn't be. It's a natural thing. I mean, yeah, asexuality is a thing, which, like, Godspeed to them. Holy frick. I can't imagine. Sometimes I wish it, though. Not the fact that I don't enjoy sexual conduct. I do. But, it can make things really complicated. It can make things very different, and it can shift up relationships. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't want sex. I want to just be, and I want to spend time with the woman I love. And I don't want there to be sexual undertones. I just want some wholesome, beautiful energy to just radiate from the situation. And they don't have to worry about that. They just get that. That's freaking awesome. I know an asexual, they're the coolest. I'm just like, you really don't feel like it at all? And they're just like, yeah, not at all. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Because it's such an instrumental part of how I think about relationships. And they just deal. That's so insane to me. But, like, Godspeed to them. Like, honestly, I respect them. Like, that's pretty cool. Obviously, I respect all the sexualities. Love is love. There's also, like, I believe it's ace romantics. That blows my mind. You can't feel romantic attraction? That's crazy. That one almost boggles my mind more. Because, like, there's some people who, like, are ace romantic but not asexual, and they're just like, I just kind of like having a sex buddy. Everyone's just like, oh my goodness, how could you stoop to that level? But that's just kind of what makes them happy. That's just what makes them happy. And there's nothing wrong with that, There's not a thing wrong with that. It's okay if your brain functions a little differently. You're attracted to the same gender, You feel like you should be a different gender. I know that's not sexualities, but still. We're talking about the whole LGBTQ. Wait, I got the rest of the letters. Hang on. LGBTQIA2S+. I think that's it. I don't know what they all mean. I just know some of them want you to say the whole thing. I know a lot of them are like, just say LGBTQ+. Well, you don't need to go that whole thing. But, like, I like being inclusive. Because I know the A's for asexuality. And, they deserve some reps. Yeah. Man, like, respect to them. Because, like, if that's legitimately what makes you happy, you're just like, I don't have any desire to have a romantic relationship, but I'm fine with just, like, having a few buddies that I have sex with sometimes. I'm just like, power to you. If that's genuinely what makes you happy, freaking go for it. Screw all the people that call you like, you're such a slut or you're such a whore. Like, dude, come on. That's not true. They're just happy. They're just doing what makes them happy. There's also the whole dichotomy of, women who like sex are like, labeled as sluts, and men who like sex are labeled as like, dynamos, or like, bro, you're so cool. I can't, like, that's such bullcrap. That's always been bullcrap to me. Who cares? Like, if you like having a lot of sex, good for you. Who cares about your gender? Why does it matter? Why the frick does it matter? It shouldn't. Anyway, enough of that rant. Yeah. Love is love. And again, I touched on the gender thing, but if you legitimately feel like you're a different gender, or identify with no genders, or identify with all of them, it's a complicated process. Do I not fully understand it? Sure, but they do. They feel it's real. They feel like it's an instrumental part of who they are. Then, you know what? I'll switch up my pronoun game. Yeah, I can do that. Hey, if I love them and they're in my life, I'm like, sure, I can call you a she, her, or a they, them, or a... I know there's other pronouns, but, I was thinking of, like, gender fluid. So, he, her, or she, him. He, her. She, him. That kind of thing. Yeah, it's a little confusing sometimes, but, if I love him, I'll be like, absolutely, I'll switch up my pronoun game for you. 100%. It's like, there's so many people out there that are just like, non-binary shouldn't exist because they, them doesn't refer to one person. It can refer to multiple people, so it shouldn't be. I'm just like, bro, you ever seen, like, in a show where there's a masked figure, you don't know their gender, they're doing some mysterious crap, and you're like, oh, who were they? That's one person. You refer to a they with one person when you are unaware of their gender. And if that person doesn't identify with any specific gender, they, them works. It's such a stupid argument. I'm just like, bro, why do you care that much? It's a whole freaking thing. I don't like getting political, but, like, come on. Why hate this crap? Like, I know there's extremists that are like, we should, don't call babies, don't label your babies with specific genders because you don't know, like, come on, bro. Just, like, let them figure it out. Let them live life. But, like, there's extremists in every group. And, like, it causes this whole thing. Like, I've seen those talk shows with conservative hosts where they bring on, like, a very screamy, very unorganized liberal who's just like, yeah, the genders, there's like 700 genders, and they all matter, and you need to respect them. And it's just like, you're not going to make a point, especially with this guy. Because he's just like, well, why don't I identify as a penguin? I identify as a penguin. Shouldn't that work? And it's like, it's not the same. It's just how we feel. It's like, oh, it's how you feel. Well, I feel like a penguin. It's like, you're missing the point. You're just missing the point. It sucks that that's how we need to explain it, but yeah, that's just how they feel. Like, there's no other way around it. And, like, there should be so much respect put into, like, how they feel, because, like, maybe that's not the most elegant way to put it, but it's true. They can't help it. So they deserve, like, respect and be like, okay, I respect where your mind is at for this, and I will respect with whatever you decide to do with this. Like, come on, is it that hard? And, like, is it so hard to go on those talk shows and just breathe and listen to the other person's point? Because, like, if you're already on, like, the conservative or libertarian side of things, your mind's already made up, and you've got, like, confirmation bias, You're not going to listen to the other side. You're just going to be like, oh, well, the hypocrite, but like, whatever freaking, whatever conservative person says is stupid, I don't like politics. I think it's a little bullcrap, but again, love is love. And respect a person if they identify as a different gender. It's a confusing frickin' time, and they deserve support. Maybe it won't pan out. Maybe they'll be like, you know what? This was something else, but I thought I was, a girl, even though I'm a boy. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's like, I identify with a woman gender instead of a man. And that's okay. Why does it matter? Why are so many people so angry about this? Well, I mean, again, the extremists are very annoying in both groups. And sometimes I'm like, the extremist people who are for transgender online, I'm just like, calm down. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Sorry, baby. I didn't mean to get slightly you know I don't like getting political, but it's the one thing I like care about. That and, a few other things, but I won't get into that. Yeah, love is love. And I know that I love you. hmm And I had a wonderful time last night. Now, I know that we're probably into the sexual part of our relationship. I still want to make sure, I don't care if it takes away the mood. I want to ask for consent every time. Even if it's me starting it, even if it's you starting it, I'm asking for consent. Because, maybe you're not in the mood, but you're like, alright, you know what, let's do this. I don't want to force you into, a mood that you don't want to be in. That, to me, that deserves consent. If you're not in the mood, tell me. Please tell me. And I will back off. I promise you I will back off. No matter what. Also, don't be afraid to use our safe word. Safe word is huge. Safe word was the first thing I wanted to establish even when we weren't having sex, If I'm doing something that's making you uncomfortable, even not sexual, it's just drop the safe word and be like, oh, okay, sorry. And just move on. It's that simple. Consent is so important to me. And I haven't talked about it much, but, with my past, it especially exemplifies that. Consent is so important. I know a lot of guys are like, it's sex, she'll be into it, but no. You've got to ask, it is so important to me that you are okay and that you are having fun like I am. Because I love you. You mean the most to me out of anyone else on this planet. I adore you. Nothing's gonna change that. So why wouldn't I be the most concerned with your safety, your comfort, your pleasure? I want to make sure you're okay. No matter what. I love you, baby. I love you so much. I love you. Now, how about my princess stays in bed and I go make you a 3-course breakfast? How's that sound? Okay, I'll make you a 3-course breakfast, and if you don't finish it all, I will vacuum up whatever's left, because I eat a lot. Yes, I'm very hungry. Alright. Excuse me. I will be right back with a delicious plate of amazing breakfast. Oh, you want milk or orange juice? Okay. And the eggs sound good? Bacon? Gotcha. Anything else? My delectable honey bun. I got some granola bars. Get that on the side. Okay. I'll see what else I can find in the pantry. Love you. Be back in a bit, hon. Bye-bye.